Hey everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. I've been sitting here thinking about when stuff hits the fan. For instance, like a WW3 occasion, EMP occasion, something that is a little more long term than just an emergency situation. And I've been sitting here thinking about how everything is just escalating, as we know, from what the news is saying. And we really don't know what is going on because it's like, what are we waiting for? Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? What should we do? How much should we store up? All these things pass through our minds, and it can be really frustrating and stressful. Well, when I went into the nursing school, we had to take a class. It was mandatory for the program. And it had some really cool teachers, I must say. And the one teacher was teaching what was a health and wellness class. And basically, it was a class to teach nurses how to relax, take it easy, unwind, because nursing could be a very stressful job, especially if you're working in the ER or wherever. It's going to be high stress. So anyways, this teacher, she told us students one day, she said, I want you tomorrow to bring in coloring crayons and coloring books. And we're just kind of looking at each other like, what? So we did as she said, and we all brought in coloring books and crayons, and she had us for the whole hour just color. And she explained to us that we really need to find things that we can do to relax, get our minds off things. And it was really, really helpful. And then another day, she had us do what is called visualization. And she would have us close our eyes and think about walking along the beach and feeling the sand, feeling the sun on our face, hearing the waves come in. And I'm telling you, it was just so relaxing. And I learned a lot from that wellness class. And I think right now with people, with all this stress going on, wondering what's happening and the prices going up and how you're going to pay the bills and all this stuff, you have to take a little bit of time out for yourself to just really, really relax, de-stress. And I know sometimes that's kind of hard, especially with parents, little kids. But you got to find time for yourself where you can just color, do your hobby, take a walk, go to the mall, stroll around, browse at the mall, or whatever it is that you enjoy doing to de-stress. Allow yourself to indulge yourself to do that, because you're going to need it through these really tough times. And it will show you how to de-stress when something really major does happen. You have to take a deep breath and remember, use your resources that you have learned throughout the years, how you relax and de-stress. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is hygiene, especially for the women. With men, they need to, keep themselves clean as well as women. But women have an extra little thing going on. The younger women, anyways, not the older women, but the younger women with their periods and everything. It's a little more, a little harder to do these things if you don't have the proper tools to take care of yourself. Well, I want to say that you can stock up on all the tampons and pads you want, but there might be a time where you run out. And even now, you may have enough just for now, and then find yourself, at a place where you might not have any. That happens. Accidents happen. All of a sudden you get a surprise. But one thing that I want to mention, when I was in nursing school, there was one thing that we learned right away in taking care of a patient, and cleaning them up, especially women, is it's called pericare, and that it means perennial care, keeping the private areas very clean, and the perennial irrigation. And what you can do, and this is good even if you run out of toilet paper, you have this. You can use what is called a cleansing bottle. It's for perennial care. I'm showing you here on Amazon. But you fill it up with water, and while you're sitting on the toilet, you can do an irrigation, whether it is for when you have your period or when you go to the bathroom. And especially if you run out of toilet paper, this is something that you might want to consider to do. But you could get like 2, 3, 4 of these, keep these handy by the toilet, keep them handy with fresh water, room temperature water, or warm water, whichever you prefer. You don't add soap or anything, just plain water, so you don't dry out any areas. But that is for perennial care, especially for women. It can be used for men too, to wash up. And that is something that you can do, the pericare. And for the older women, older folks like men and women both, they will probably have to stock up on incontinent pads and Depends, things like that. And kids of older people, you know, the seniors, make sure that your parents or your aunts and uncles have enough of the incontinent stuff like the Depends and the pads. Another thing that I want to bring up is you don't have to buy the adult wipes because they're kind of expensive. But like at Walmart, the Equate brand, they have the flushable wipes, and they're not really expensive. You could get these three things right here for $4.48, and that's 144 total wipes. So you can keep those in the bathroom. You can stock up on them. Make sure that they are not expired. I think they go by an expired date. But anyways, you can order these or get these at Walmart or other places. Another thing that I want to mention for hygiene is, let's see, these things. A lot of women do not like these, but they'd rather have the tampons or the pads, depending. These things are reusable. It sounds kind of gross, but at the same time, if you run out of tampons or pads in the future, if you run out of what you're stocked up with, you might want to have several of these. This is a pack of 2 at Amazon for $18.49, and that's what you can do, is use this. Okay, and then another thing that I want to mention is something that's what they used to do back in the old days. That is using cloth rags. You can cut material from old shirts, old pants, what have you, and keep them in a bag, and keep them for if something like that you need some protection. You know, use those, what they used to call, and this is really rude, but this is what they used to call it, on the rag, okay? Meaning they used rags for that kind of stuff. Another thing is, and from personal experience, is running out of these tampons and stuff like that, and you don't have anybody to run to the store for you. What do? Well, you wind up, hey, Bay Nut. That's Bay, my little guy. He's 10 years old. He's a Chihuahua, deer head Chihuahua. But anyways, you take toilet paper, just a roll of toilet paper, and wind it around. Wind until you get something that can form like a pad, and place it where you need to. And then that'll be enough for you to get over to the store and get whatever you need. So that has happened. So, you know, these things happen. And just a FYI. And then another thing that I want to talk about real quick is about when a situation like WW3 happens or an EMP happens, whoever has a problem with a bleeding problem, cyst problem, whatever the problem is, you might want to consider getting a hysterectomy pretty darn quick here. Talk to your physician about it, your OBGYN about it, you know, all the stuff that you need to talk to them about getting a hysterectomy. If you're going in for a tubal ligation, which is getting your tubes tied, you might want to also consider getting a hysterectomy at that time. Might as well. It'll lessen your chance for uterine cancer and other problems. And if you're having a bleeding problem, it is best to try to get that rectified. That's what happened to me. I was, 52, I believe I was. I was actually at work, and I kept bleeding out. And I went into the doctor's office, and I bled out in his office. So we got it checked out. Turns out I had cancer. So I got that rectified right away. And if you have that kind of problem, you really want to take it seriously and get that rectified, because if there is an EMP happen or, you know, WW3 event or any other kind of major event like that, you want to have that taken care of before that happens. It's just a suggestion. Talk to your doctor about it. I am not a doctor. But you want to, you know, take that into consideration, get that kind of surgery done, and then you won't have any more problems with that. So anyways, that is the message and information I wanted to relay to especially women today. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to talk about. Yeah, I think that's about it. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that if you run out of toilet paper, like I said, you can use this. Okay, the Pericare bottle, the cleansing bottle. And like I said, get 3 or 4 of them, fill them up with water, have them by your toilet. And that way you can wash up, or, you know, stock up on these flushable wipes. So they come in handy. They're not really terribly expensive. You could stock up on some of those and have those ready to go. So anyways, there you have it. It's something that I just was thinking about and wanted to bring up. And have a great one, you guys. Talk to you later.